So let's talk about two types of cycles. Vicious versus virtuous cycles. Let's start with the fun one. Virtuous cycles. Whenever you incentivize your employees through equity, they have a more likely appeal to working greater hours with a higher degree of risk-taking where needed and risk reduction where needed to achieve the goals of the company. And the reason is they have a stake in the company. So for instance, you'll have Google where they will give their employees every year stock that will vest over 4 years. So they're essentially telling their employees, take action today that will make the company stock better in 4 years when you can cash it out. The same goes for salespeople. When you give salespeople a high salary plus equity, they are more likely to try really hard to sell. And it's a virtuous cycle because it brings more money back in sales, giving your entire team a company that has higher revenues and is worth more, which means their stock is worth more, which means they want to work more to even increase the stock value more. On the opposite side, there's a vicious cycle, a cycle that is destructive. The best example of this is if you take a look at a mall. A mall might have 130 stores in it, and you have some marquee stores that carry the primary brunt of bringing customers in, and the rest of those stores take advantage of that, having very small square footage. What happens in an area that the demographics begin to change in and the socioeconomics begin to change in, where you have marquee stores like JCPenney or Macy's begin to leave, is the other stores start to fail as well. And so if you have one large store pull their brand out of that store, let's say a JCPenney leaves or a Macy's might leave, then you start to see the effect take on the smaller stores who start to slowly fail because they don't have the customers needed to succeed. And in due time, there's enough customers that start going to another mall that might be nearby, that might have more stores, that even the JCPenney fails, and then you have a total collapse of that mall and the investment that was put into it. So that's virtuous and vicious cycles.